Hello, YouTube. If this pattern is right, which tells us that it might be time to stop going up, we're looking to our emotional psychology as a template and the chart looking at the relative high and those two key relative highs. It looks eerily similar. We're right around an apex, which means a decision, a fork in the road. And if we don't pass, it might be time to start going sideways, if not down. The worst part is that I'm seeing a lot of people who were so vocal at the bottom telling me, "Oh, you're so wrong for being bullish." Well, yesterday they're telling me I'm so wrong for being bullish. So what does that mean? It means we're probably at the perfect point for maximum pain. Why? Because they're telling themselves, "I told you so." You what? What the hell? More crazies are going to get hurt and taken to the cleaners. That's it. I knew it was going to go up all along. Screw it. I'll buy again. At least it's cheaper than last time. And this might actually be the worst time to initiate a fresh position. Why? Hey, we're looking a little bit exhausted by being more than 10% off the lows. Don't look like Jerome. He looks tired. He does not look happy. Why? You might be pulling your hair out if you regret the recent move. So the reason why I'm saying now might be a time to sell is because we want to be very receptive to the idea that we're seeing positive news, but we're not really seeing a positive reaction, in my opinion. We're up by 55 cents, which, hey, it's nice, it's good, it's green. But is it enough? Well, we talked about crypto being a leading indicator for the last few days. And look, like it's down 5% today. It's still on a daily higher low. It's also still on a weekly higher low. But isn't it nice to get a warning when we're going to drop 5 or 6%? I think it is. So let's go through and talk about exactly what that pattern would be, because we noticed that near the top, near this recent top, and even near this recent top, we went through it yesterday, there's a topping pattern. A topping pattern just means that we're going to stop going up. Then we go sideways, and then we can go down. That's all stocks do. They go up, they go sideways, or they go down. So I want to make sure we leave you with some insightful information right now, because I feel like a lot of people are regretting not being long into this beautiful move, and it's no surprise. Why? Because at the end of the year, they get their bonuses or they don't. So let's go through the news really fast and ask yourself whether or not that we would actually be seeing a positive reaction to this. So U.S. Senate votes to avert shutdown. Okay, cool. It's passed. Then we hear, we'll come back to this one. Look at this. Read the headline. Just tell me whether or not you think this is bullish. Xi, China is ready to be a partner and friend of the U.S. What the hell? Read it one more time. China is ready to be a partner and friend to the U.S. Whoa. That seems like a charm offensive, which we talked about yesterday. This one seems pretty good too. Right? Xi says China will not fight Cold War, a hot war with anyone. Nice. So what should that give us? Well, it should have given us an oversized move higher. Let's look no further than FXI or the Chinese thongs. What are they? They're stinks. They're down by 4%. They're in the dumps. This does not look good. So he's out there trying to charm the world, and the market's voting and saying, we don't care, right? That's it. We don't really care. So is this it? Are we forming a topping pattern? We're going to go through and talk about this a little bit more, but I am going to ask you for a huge favor, please and thank you. If you could please consider smashing that thumbs up and subscribing to the channel, I would really, really appreciate that. I'm trying to find my banner so we can get this over with here. 1 second. Let me just make sure I can find it. All right, anyways, you guys know what to do. If you could please just smash that thumbs up, that would be greatly appreciated. Let's go further. Sorry for the delay. Thank you for your support ahead of time, too. I really, really appreciate it. So then there's the outlook here from Walmart, where I think it was yesterday we had Target or Target, depending on where you live, looking pretty excellent, right? Nice gap up. It's holding it. Well, Walmart is down by 8% today. That looks like a stink. There is an inverse head and shoulders inside of here if it can hold up. But we're going to have to find out over time whether or not this is going to be good or not. So what are they telling us? They're telling us that again, based on those two previous headlines I showed you, well, I would have expected the market up big today, right? We're seeing geopolitical uncertainty getting eased. The market hates uncertainty. What did we just get? Man, we just got certainty regarding technology, about global growth, about geopolitics, all that good stuff. Why are we sideways? I don't understand. I don't really understand. Maybe it's because the market is a future discount mechanism and we pulled forward tomorrow's gains already. We're already up 10% off the low. We talked about that. We're up 10% off the low. What's the exact number? 409.21 times 1.1. It's 450.13. Where are we right now? 450.23. We closed over 10% off the low for the first time. Nice. The U.S. In the U.S., we may be managing through a period of deflation in the months to come. You would think that would be positive, right? That means deflation for the market. And while that would put unit pressure on us, we welcome it because it's better for our customers. Perfect. So stonks down, and it looks like we got some hipsters here trying to shut down Starbucks, right? If no contract, no coffee. Let's read the headline though. Starbucks unions is likely less powerful than lattes. Cool. Right? Go shave your mustache off after November, bro. I'm not going to get anything for that. So the market's not really all that happy. And the reason why I find this really interesting is because if Walmart's not doing good and Costco's not doing good, man, if people stop shopping, that's what it kind of tells me. And then I look over here to energy and I'm like, wow, energy got a big stomp today. What happened? Well, energy's been like on a huge dump. So when I think about the global economy, if we're going into an expansion, not a contraction, what should be happening? Well, we should not be seeing this. We should not be seeing oil prices go down. Why? Oil prices go up when there's more demand, which means what? We're producing more, which means the economy is growing. Why did G come to America? Because it's not growing. So if now the thing in the Middle East is not causing oil to go higher, maybe there's a true demand shock here. And if we think about what these data points gave us this week, right? The data, we're data dependent, as Jerome keeps saying, data this, data that, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's all red. So it's mostly red. My apologies. Arguably a recession happening in Japan. And with this PPI data, well, maybe a recession's coming to America. So what does that mean? We need less oil. We're going to be producing less stuff because we're going into a contraction. That's what oil signals to me. On the flip side, when I look at gold, I'm like, well, gold is a safe haven. Why is this one up by 1%? Well, let's look at the economic data. Oh, initial jobless claims came in a little bit hot, right? 11,000 hotter than before. But that's not really enough to drive it higher. But the signal I'm getting is that people are not getting away from the bullish train. They're just not buying tech anymore. They've already bid that up massively. They're selling Bitcoin, they're selling oil, they're selling Ether, and they're buying gold. Cool. I understand the story. I think I understand what's going on here. And as I look through all these other ETFs, this is the part that's really confusing for me because I didn't really want to make the bearish video, but hey, I want to warn you, and we'll get to that Bruce Lee quote in a moment, so please make sure you stay tuned. We talked about SMH and XLK being our leaders, Chips lead Tech, Tech lead SPY. Well, we got higher lows here, and we're closing at another record. Cool, that looks bullish. Looking at XLK, higher lows, and another record close. Whoa, okay, so Chips are leading Tech, Tech is leading SPY. But remember, the Russell was up like massively. It was up 5%. Oh, there's the puke. Don't have to look very much further than small caps. So they have a reversal pattern. And now on a short time frame, they'll have a head and shoulders, right? Shoulder, head, and shoulders, knees and toes. Well, knees and toes happen on a gap fill. So if we're going to go for the gap fill on IWM, that's what it would look like. Massive 5% move up, and it's puking. So I think if we're going to get a puke on the broader markets, we're probably going to see it in non-tech stuff first because SMH and XLK are still going to higher highs. And FXI is getting a slam this hard when the guy's out there like basically begging and pleading for people to like him. Well, the chart's pointing down, bud. So lower highs, lower lows. That's the story for China. All right, let's finish off this data because tomorrow we're going to get CPI out of the Eurozone, but it's not preliminary. That's when we get this P. So I don't think it's going to really move the needle. But tomorrow's Friday, so we're going to be closing out that weekly chart, and that'll be important for us. If we look back at the last 1 week, what have stocks done? Oops, let's go back to the last 1 week. Okay, well, almost everything's green. Cisco's red, that's on earnings. Walmart red, that's on earnings. Eli Lilly, that's red, that's on earnings. Otherwise, it's still broadly green, but Justin's getting scared, right? That's what you probably think looking at the video. I'm not scared. I'm just making sure that if you're thinking of buying and you exhibit those same warning signs we just went through, right? I told you so, right? Oh, screw it. Time to get bullish, all in, right? Can't make money going short. Let's go long. That's what I read by going through here, right? Pause the video if you want to read these individual different things or follow me on Twitter. I did post it there. I appreciate all your engagement on Slack. Sorry, not on Slack, on YouTube or on Twitter or X. Right, there you go. So let's read this quote from Bruce Lee because I think a lot of people are flip-flopping like a flapjack, and you guys make fun of me all the time for doing that. On the weekend, you guys say we're going to be down, and then they say, oh, we're definitely bullish. And then it's just a matter of whether or not it's the low or a low. Much more equal division here. But on the weekend, the average person still thought we're going to go down. So no offense, but you guys are flip-flopping too, just like me. Why? Because let's read the quote now. Because Bruce Lee, in my opinion, is someone who is a philosopher. So empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water in the cup, it becomes the cup. You put water in a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can crash, can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend. What does that mean? It means when the chart tells you that you should be receptive to the idea that we could be going for a counter move or right, mean reversion, a counter trend, whatever you want to call it. If we keep going higher, like, hey, cool, let's keep riding the gravy train. But at a certain point, we're going to have that crash, just like Bitcoin, just like the Russell, and just like China. So until we go below last week's low for this week, we're going to close the week out bullish. It's a matter of how bullish. If we start to come off the high, then what that means is that we're going to be closing not near the high of the week, which would mean that we're likely going to form an inside bar. And then that inside bar breaking bearish is our clue. That's pretty much it. I don't have very much more to go through. We are going to be hosting a stream for the end of day tomorrow. If not, go back and watch the weekend video if you want to go back in time and see the warning signs for us to lead here. If not, you can subscribe by clicking on the right. And if not, thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you.